What's up, people? You have found the KO Report, and I'm Scott Killian. This week, we're going to take a look at Grypmat, and I'm going to let you know if it's a KO or just okay. Stick around. Welcome back, and thanks for checking out the KO Report. I'm glad you're here. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to talk today about Grypmat. Now, maybe you've heard of this and maybe you haven't. And that's what I'm here for, is to give some product reviews, some insight on something that you may or may have never heard of. Grypmat is a mat for technicians, whether you're working on airplanes, hot rods, everyday cars, even though that looks like a sports car, or on a racetrack. This is a tool placement that you can use instead of a magnet. Now, little backstory. The inventor of Grypmat is a guy named Tom Burden, B-U-R-D-E-N. I want to make sure I'm giving it proper credit. I actually met Tom in Columbus, Ohio at a tool show that I was attending. Our day had went on, and at lunch, we're sitting at this table, and he comes up and he goes, "Hey, do you care if I join you guys?" And obviously, I don't have a problem with it. "Hey, have a seat, bud. How are you?" I introduced myself, he introduces himself, and I'm like, "So are you here with tools and equipment?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm one of the new vendors." "Okay, cool. So what's your product?" He goes, "Actually, I'm on stage next, and would rather not let the cat out of the bag." "Okay, cool." So we talked about different things. I found out he was in the Air Force National Guard and worked on F-16s. Okay, cool. Me being a Navy vet and with an aviation squadron, we had a little bit of common ground. So we sat through lunch and had a good chat. And as we go in from lunch, he starts his presentation. And he comes up and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Bruden, and I'm with Grypmat. If you would, watch this video." Now, I wish I could put the video on here, but I don't know all the legalities for cut, copy, and paste, or if I'd get in trouble for sharing it, but you can look it up. But it starts with an edited version of him walking down a hall and going into the room on Shark Tank. How cool is this? So he goes in and gives his presentation in a flight suit. So as he's giving his presentation about what mechanics need, as an aviation mechanic, you can't put magnets on a fuselage. Some airplanes are more, they're not even metal on the outside. They could be fiberglass, and a magnet obviously won't stick to that. So his dilemma that he had run into was going up a ladder into the fuselage, working on an engine, and then finding out, wait a minute, I need a different wrench. I need another socket. And then getting up there, taking parts and pieces out of the way, he needed a place to put them besides going up and down the ladder. So he thought of a way to put these together. And he told me that he actually got the idea from his mom, that she had purchased something that is flexible and she could bake brownies in. So he kind of got the idea and design from them. I don't want to say he stole it, because he's got his own copyright on this. The guy's intelligent. So he said that these are heat resistant, I believe up to 400 degrees. So if you want to make some brownies, here you go. Cleaning these is as simple as water, soap, scrub, rinse, good to go. There's a limited warranty on them and the website, grypmat.com. Use it anywhere. So we got aviation. I have to put my glasses on to read this. Aviation, auto, farm, marine, bicycle, building, and home. And I have got 2 of the 3 sizes that he came out with, and I have now since noticed that there's other colors beside orange. I've seen green as well. I don't know if there's other colors beside that, but the large one is nice, and it sort of shows it as being one of the main ones in the pictures. I have found that a lot of guys like the smaller one. Now with the large one, some of the things I like about it, it does have a couple of divider lines in it. So if you lay something down, let's say you got some washers up here, or maybe you're using your ratchet or wrench here. You got a few small compartments for some washers or nuts, larger section in the middle, and then at the bottom there is a scale or a measurement if you need to measure something. So this is a kind of neat. He's got the wing design above the name Grypmat. I'm a fan of that. And it is in inches and centimeters, as well as some compartments where the handles are. So the large one's really nice. The small one has been a hit with putting in trinkets and whatever. And you think to yourself, okay, how's this staying in place? You know, I've sold many of magnet trays that look like old school ashtrays, to the rectangle ones, to the bigger square ones. And it's the go-to for mechanics. So this, when it came out, and it's been out a while now, was new. And I don't want to use the term cutting edge, but let's face it, it's never been out before. So how does it stick? It's friction. That's all it is. Actually, if you have this on a curved or an angled surface, for example, a windshield, if you got the hood off or you're working on the cowl, let's say the hood raises opposite of where the windshield is, like a Corvette, you can put this on the windshield, and the more weight you put in it, the better it stays. Now, Tom did have a really cool trick, and I hate to say trick, but a prop. We'll say he had a prop that he would use at this tool show that was neat. And I had it recorded at one time, but I don't have that recording anymore. But I'm going to sort of simulate it here with this table. I'm in a hotel room, and I was really hoping for a food tray or a little tray in here. But the closest thing I got is this rolling table that slid under another table to use as a desk. So I'm going to use it. It is metal, it's thick, and it rolls. But I want to sit the small tray on it here. I'll move it back so we have a better angle. The mirror plays the reflection images with me, so. All right, so it's just laying on the table. I can move it around freely, but if you try, and this was my selling tip, hey, grab right here and pick that up. And everybody will grab and pull, and it won't come off. Step behind it here. I'll grab it with two hands. And I can pick up the table and then it falls. Now, I don't want to do that again because like I said, I'm in a hotel. I don't want the floor below me to start complaining. But the suction's there on the middle because it creates a vacuum when you pull up the middle on a solid surface. And these are really great for a lot of different needs. And I'm going to be honest with you, I sold my fair share of these when they first came out. Now, my review that I've been getting back from customers after the sale, not the best. They bought them, they liked the prop that was used, they liked the idea behind it, but most of my guys, and granted, I am in an automotive world, I'm not in an aviation world, most of my guys went back to their magnets. So this is one of the rare occasions that I'm gonna say the Grypmat is okay. I am a fan. I'm a fan of Tom for his entrepreneurship and getting onto this. And I really encourage you to watch the video. What was one of the coolest things about the video is that he had not one, not two, but all of the sharks wanting a piece of this. So his pitch and his niche was perfect. And he got to choose which sharks he was going to work with. How often does that happen? Now, I'm not a regular watcher of the show, but I have watched enough of it to know that if anyone's interested, then it may be one or two at max. But on this one, he had Damon, he had Mr. Perfect, he had, I can't remember if it was the blonde-headed girl or the short-haired girl from New York. I know the blonde-headed girl was Miss QVC. And then the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban. And it could have been all five. There's possibilities all five. Watch the video. But he had the entire cast interested in his product. He got to pick who he used, and he has utilized this to its, what I would imagine to be his fullest potential, because the guy's got game. The product is good. I can't say nothing bad about it, but in my industry and with my customers, I can't give it a KO, but it is okay. Tom, if you watch this, man, I appreciate everything you've done, and I love your tool. If you're looking to buy one of these, there's a good possibility it's a great use for you, especially if you're in aviation or marine. I can see those fiberglass bodies of the boats, these coming in super handy. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. The button's right down here somewhere. It won't take but just one click. And if you have a Gmail account, who doesn't? You're in. Guys, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video where we'll be talking about who knows what. See you around.